Respect. Well, here we are. Don't you ever say some shit like that again. Don't you ever say some shit about my mom.
Hold up. I'm talking here, brother. Don't make me ankle pick you. Drywall fighting. Welcome back. We're back with our inaugural episode of the Drywall Betting Preview for UFC Abu Dhabi. Fight night this is.
Daggy love is in the air, baby. That's all I know. Daggy love is in there, but only for the opening fights.
That's right. But no,
Put this mic somewhere where we're not.
I know, but I like it. I like the way it looks when
it's in the.
Yeah, we fight over it.
But
I mean, conflict sells.
Conflict does sell, but we don't have much conflict on this card.
We don't. But hey, we're going to be picking winners, condemning sinners, and most importantly, getting you to hit the like and the subscribe and the comment buttons. Don't forget to write a comment when you hit that comment button. But we're going to get into it. We are going to pull off the first ever Drywall screen share. We've got content for you, fellas.
As always. And hey, smash the like button, get in the comments, subscribe. We have all the money in the world. We just want some more. It always boosts our ego.
Oh, yeah. We could use
everything
more ego.
Boosts my ego.
We could use more ego, too.
Yeah. Nothing hurts.
We're probably the most humble. Okay, so not only are we the best looking MMA content creators and podcasters on the web, but we're also the most humble. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and with the most grit.
Yeah, because we put in the time. We chop up the film. We grind the all 22.
The intangibles are there.
Yeah,
the intangibles are there if you really watch the tape.
We are Drywall. All right. This is our first ever actual live stream. As you can tell, we edit the hell out of all of our other videos. Best editors on YouTube. Kicking off the prelims, we've got Cedricus Dumas and Dennis Tululin, or otherwise known as Chililin. Dan, why don't you break us down? First of all, hold on. Let's back up. We got Dry Jake and Dan Delight in the building here.
As usual,
yeah,
the staples.
We'll be your emotional support animals throughout the pod. So if you need anything, just give us a call. Break this one down for us.
Look, we've been scouting around the area for our new detail. We need bodyguards. We need a guy at the club. We need a guy at some of our venues that we own, handling that. But then in the actual van. In the Escalade, yeah. Well, we call it the van because it's kind of a tease on the Esky, the fucking bulletproof Esky, with the goddamn RPGs hanging out of it. In there, we got Salikov, and who is going to fight later on in the card, Azamat Mirzakhanov. But running the strip club, running the club is Dennis Chilulin. I think this guy. Well, what I respect about him is that he always brings the fight forward. Clean boxing, keeps things right down the pipe, which I like. On the other side, Dumas, kind of some questionable wins. Abu Azaitar never for him to out grapple some of these guys like Abu Azaitar, even Cody Brundage, to be able to get out from under him. I don't know. I don't really rate it, to be honest. No, I can't. And on the other side, Tululin,
one of those guys is cut.
Yeah, and Tululin on the other side has a lot of fights and a lot of losses, but
no, we call that well-rounded.
I mean, it's
called balance. It's called balance.
You can't have highs without lows.
11 wins, 9 losses. That's balance. He could get a few more losses just to make it perfect balance, but hey, no one's perfect.
Yeah, and like I said, I think he keeps it upstairs with Dumas. I think he makes him box. Dumas on the other side, if he does try to do this whole sort of, I'm going to put all three pieces together, the striking, the grappling, the wrestling. If he tries to put it all together, He's gonna be in for a
The
long
next
night.
Bilal Muhammad.
And that leads us into our bets. I like, first of all, unit on Dennis Tulun. I saw this number start climbing up during the week. I started off as like half unit, but then I went up to the full unit because I think that Dumas is not going to be able to handle it. Dumas was fading against Nursultan. He was not able to handle
who?
Nursey Rizaboyev.
I mean, you saw how he lost. I wouldn't call that fading. He was murdered.
Well, he did eye poke him.
Right, but he got away with it.
Yeah.
Did he deserve it though?
Yeah. He was gonna kick the shit out of him. Also, we like the over 2.5 rounds and Dennis Tulun by decision. He is live to get maybe a late knockout like he did against Jamie Pickett, because he does seem to wear people. He's not that strong of a puncher. Although he has given people legs. Like, I don't know. There were times that his level of competition, I respected. I respect the fact that he he's
fought some beasts. Exactly.
Yeah. Dennis Tulun decision plus 700 half a unit.
He's down to go out and get a paycheck no matter who it is.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to get 2 checks this weekend.
Let's hope. Yes. And then that's also another thing. It's like, this is still Eastern Europe kind of daggy land. Like, they're going to give him the nod. Like, and then a whole unit on the over. On the over 2.5.
For sure. So that there is actually an alternate over. We are using one of the more widely available sports books for all of our screenshots here.
Forget they can see everything.
Yeah, exactly.
This is amazing. Yeah, you know what to do.
We're on the web now, boy. The World Wide Web. Hey, you guys on email yet?
I'm from a third world country.
Hey,
I'm new to this stuff.
Hit me up on AOL. No, but just to jog your guys' memories, if you haven't watched our early preview of this card that we dropped, I believe that was on Tuesday. We published it, but recorded Monday night. We give you our initial picks, but those are just picks. Those are what we think, gun to our head, most likely outcome. And you see at the bottom of the screen here, we got Tulun by decision is the official pick, and also a reminder. You can track, you can tail our official picks on Tapology. Add us there. We're Drywall Media. We'll put a link in the description of this video. But yeah, so this is just the official pick. When we pull up all the odds, we're gonna highlight the ones that we're kind of leaning towards. That
pique our interest.
Yeah, the pique the interest. We see some value in the number and the play. But then the official. I keep saying official, but the drywall plays, what we're actually betting on, is obviously what is labeled drywall plays.
Playmakers.
And units there it's just a means of telling you how confident we are in that pick. 1, 2, and 3 stars units, call them what you will. We just don't want to overwhelm you with the dollar amounts that we're betting, because not everybody.
The human brain can only comprehend so much.
You can only count so high. So
right. Especially our viewers.
Yeah. All right.
Oof. Here we go. Another exciting one. I don't want to get out of my seat. I don't want to get ahead of myself too much, but I'm ready to get behind the Rolando Bedoya train.
I mean, you guys share the same body type.
We share a lot of things. I think the same intellect too. Probably same IQ levels.
Yeah.
Jai Herbert taking on Rolando Bedoya. This number has ticked down all week. Bedoya was much more of a heavy underdog and has made that number come down. I think like good 30 points, right?
Because people think he's heavy. Now he's ripped. Therefore,
ripped.
That line, trimming up that line.
There's a lot of things. Peru has a lot of excellence from the writers, Marco Vargas Llosa, to the soccer players, Cubillas. I mean, even right now, they might even have
the first people in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah,
the Incas, the rice terraces.
No, just amazing people. So that's kind of what we're banking on here. Jai Herbert, seasoned veteran, 36 years old, has fought the who's who. Everybody talks about the Topuria head kick. I don't give a shit.
That's what most people remember when they think Jai Herbert. They think, oh, he rocked Ilia Topuria. Well, he lost. He still lost. It was a good head kick, but why doesn't he do that every fight, Yeah,
and he has some wins on there, like the Kyle Nelson, or even taking anarchist or more, neo-Nazi bald head Ludovic Klein.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ludovic,
once he
obviously.
cut the hair, something clicked. So he has some wins. Like this guy is not bad.
He's
But
not
on
a Fulkin bomb
but
by
on-
any means.
But on the other side, I think that his weapons are neutralized by Bedoya. I think Bedoya is just able to cut off that kicking range. He also has great combinations. His combos aren't the typical 1-1-2 or 1-1-3, and then maybe down to the body if they want. No, he throws stuff like a 3 and then a fucking head kick and then comes back
Fake
to the body
headbutt
like
and bite.
yeah but there is somebody that's gonna have headbutts. Mirzakhanov has sneaky headbutts.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Should we upgrade that pick?
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I believe so. Anyways, but Rolando has this sort of just, and there is a guy also like Mirzakhanov, literally both of them soft bodies, but they seem to sort of have this penis envy or this like their body dysmorphia gets heightened and they fight better against guys that are like truly physical specimens, like Mirzakhanov against Nchukui and Bedoya against both Kanan and Chaos Williams. Those guys look like bodybuilders, and he gets like mad. Yeah. He's like, why can't I stop looking like a bag of milk? But yeah, we like him here. Like unit and a half.
He's got drywall tendencies, and that's what we're here for.
Great numbers. Puts together shots.
Jai Herbert's aging a little bit. I mean, it's been over a year since he last fought too.
Yeah, he is, and his weapons get minimized. Yeah. I could see him.
How am I going to kick you when you're in my face? When you're all up in my grill? Unless I'm Marcin Prachnio.
Where I get worried is that perhaps he tries to clinch Bedoya through those first exchanges.
Meets him halfway.
Yeah, and then Bedoya sort of loses a little bit of that steam, but he doesn't seem to have. He did against Kanan. He did lose steam. Against Chaos, he lost that fight. It was a great effort, but that's what I'm worried about. Maybe Jai sometimes does seem to do that. Like those English guys seem to like to do that. Like when things get a little like kind of hazy, kind of hairy. They like Chris Leroy Duncan, like against Gregory. Yeah. He kept, but that was his method of victory against Tallulin.
Was to
clinching? Just clinch him, and then he got him with elbows because he didn't like what Den was just throwing at him.
Well, you got to think about it when you see fighters. I don't know. You should notice how fighters revert back to their instincts, their natural tendencies, and you might be thinking we were like even myself. I was doing this as well. When we were watching the RoboCop CLD Christian Leroy Duncan fight, I'm like, what is this idiot doing? Like, you got to keep this dude at distance, keep him at kickboxing range, and piece him up from the outside because he hits so hard, and he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. But let's think, we dive a little bit deeper. What do boxers do? What do boxers do when they're in trouble? They hug, they clinch. They straight up hug because like you can't hurt me from in here, but this is MMA and there you can get hurt in every other way. But just pay attention to that when you're watching fights. Like think about why they're doing something. If you see somebody do something that you might think is really dumb, well, they're just going to their instinct, and whether it's right or wrong, that's what they're doing. And so that kind of goes to your point there.
Yeah, and you have the bets there. Rolando, like we said, 1.5. Fight going the distance, full unit, and
Bedoya by decision. Is cheap. I think it's going to end in a decision, and we think Bedoya is live for that. So.
He busts him open probably.
We're not saying it's impossible that Jai could win by decision, but the point is we think it's going over.
Yeah, and then the height is not going to really matter too much.
Yeah, I was going to ask
6'1" to 5'11".
Oh yeah,
and Bedoya is a big 155er because he's been up to 170. Like,
and he was comfortable.
Meanwhile, Jai, coming up. This is,
and it's not like he was a big 170 and having to kill himself to get down to 155. 55 is probably where he should have been at.
He should have been.
He just
there.
likes brother likes to
still,
eat. They
like,
got great
that's
food in
fine.
Peru. They got
That's- I
great
think-
food in Peru.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that calamari rice or that squid rice that's like black. It's
Dami
good.
on break. That's amazing. All right, moving on. Official pick for this one was quite easy. Victoria Dudikova by decision, also going to make it look easy. Going up against Sam Hughes.
We wanted to be able to go to the club, to the drywall function, and be able to not have Victoria throw drinks in our face.
But we see.
Yeah, we see.
We see.
We see Dudikova actually. This is ticking up for me.
Yeah,
this is
could be a
going
unit and a
up
half,
to
close
almost
to
2 units. Because God knows that these judges are not gonna vote against. They're gonna give her every round as long as she keeps that boxing going. On the other side, Sam Page, Hughes, she's a gamer, and I like her corner. I like Said Saud. She's gonna be able to maybe give her some issues on takedowns. I don't like that. I think that she can steal around. However, Dudikova does have something, which is her kryptonite, which is just that fast hands. Whenever she starts getting a lot of traffic coming her way, that's when she doesn't like it. And unlike whenever she has fought, like fights that she's done well in against Amarim or what was her name? Elise Reed, which Elise Reed is, yeah. Elise Reed.
She sure is.
Like what she's been able to like establish those takedowns. I don't think she's gonna be able to do that with Dudikova more than once. I don't think she's able to like really control her like that.
What's your take on her on Dudikova's takedown defense?
I think it's
Has
there.
she been tested?
She's been taken down by Jin Yufrey. Yeah. Like Jin Yufrey took her down once, did kind of control her. But that's what I'm saying. Like she's gonna get back up to her feet, and my bet is on Dudikova's youth, her growing into
momentum.
She's growing into the fighter she's gonna become, and she's gonna be able to. She's got clean. It's like Peter Yan type boxing. Like it is the same sort of type of.
She's definitely a cleaner striker. Like more aesthetically pleasing to watch than Sam Hughes is. And I think that's going to go a long way on the judges' scorecards because let's be honest, this fight's going the distance. We didn't put that on the drywall plays section here because that's a lot to lay. I mean, this still is MMA at the end of the day, but you can just tell by that number, minus 455 to go over 2.5 rounds. We think this one's definitely ending in a Dudikova decision. Worst case scenario, Sam gets it by decision, but we just don't see it happening. It's going to take a lot of grappling. We don't see her overcoming the youth and she's a better MMA fighter.
And the judges are going to love her.
Yeah, they're going to love her. So, official pick.
I love her.
Dudikova by decision. And we're going to put probably close to 2 units. Don't mind the graphic there. So, let's move on. Ooh, it's going to be a good one. I think it's gonna be a bloody one.
Bad.
I think
somebody's gonna die,
and it is not.
And it's not the guy with the bad passport.
It's definitely not the guy with the bad passport. It's actually Post Malone. Malone. He had a great run. We liked his music, but we all have our time.
Yeah,
all heroes die, no matter how many tattoos they have.
Kutateladze.
Akuna Matateladze.
Versus Vorden Vucinic. This guy.
No, it's a J, and you pronounce it like Spanish. So how would you?
Jordan.
Jordan.
No, this guy needs to get a grip and never come into a promotion as big as UMK. What? UFC. Into the UFC, fighting up a weight class against a
I thought we weren't gonna get this twisted before.
No, we're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
Guram Kutateladze. This guy also should be probably part of the security detail, but he needs to go out there and body.
He needs to get more active.
He needs to body bag this kid, and we think he will. I like, look, that one at the end right there, that TKO KO plus 275. That's something special.
And you might see that though, and you might think, wow, that's not a massive number for a method of victory proposition, but the fact that it is that low kind of tells you what the Vegas sportsbook thinks is going to happen. It's showing that it's the most likely outcome of all 6 and 7 if you include the draw, but this isn't soccer.
Guram Kutateladze is the better MMA fighter.
Yeah.
And if Jordan tries to take the fight to the ground, it's going to be right back up, and he is going to get a whole lot of issues in terms of just Kutateladze's Muay Thai sort of vibe. Like his stand-up is nasty. Like
he's out there to hurt
yes,
you, like bad.
He's fought great guys.
You've got to be a tough son of a bitch to fight him. Like he's going to cut you open with his elbows, his knees, very John Jones-esque. I mean, just because he's so willing to use those elbows and those knees and just do whatever's going to hurt and piss you off and kind of border the line of like unethical out there. And that's what we love that. We love that. Is Post Malone going to be ready for that? Probably not. Probably not.
He thinks that because I don't know. Anyway. I don't know. I actually find it very odd that he would want to do this fight
on short notice.
In a way, it's respect. We could be looking at ourselves here like idiots on this fight, but I doubt it. I doubt it.
I mean, if he's confident enough to come in against a killer like this.
Judges also, by the way, if this goes to decision, judges, by the way.
Yeah.
They're going to love him. They're going to give Kutateladze every nod.
Yeah. So our only red flags, and we can't even call it, the only things that like make us pause even for a second with Kutateladze is, yeah, sure, he's coming off of 2 losses, but is that a motivator? So, yes. We also don't love how inactive the guy is. In the last 4 years, he's only fought 3 times. We don't love that. If he would have been fighting more, I think he'd definitely have more wins, but he'd also be Drywall, because that's one of the qualities he's missing from being Drywall.
The activity.
He's really on the fringe there. He's lost to good competition, and he's beat great competition. Gamrot. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of his fight style. This guy glazes wrestling. Like, he's half Dagestani. Tell him how much you love Gamrot.
I don't love Gamrot at all.
Yeah,
but he's a good fighter.
He wants to. Anyway, if his last name ended with a V, what would you be saying?
Oh, I'd be sucking his dick.
Exactly. Anyway, the point is we love Garam in this spot. I mean, props to Jordan for taking the fight on short notice against such a killer. We don't know if that's ignorance or toughness, but what's the difference?
I think it's just he's trying to get in there.
Yeah,
he's trying to get a seat in there, and this is.
I mean, the UK. I believe he's a UK fighter, right?
Yeah,
he's out of the UK.
Yeah,
this guy would have gotten his due. He's got a good record. I think he should have been more patient, but hey, here he is. Yeah, and we think also. Sneaky great play here. If you don't want to lay the minus 238, one of these well-known sports books out there, if you can guess by the screenshots, has the point spread bet available, and Garam minus 3.5. I think it's a really strong play. So this way you're covered by if he finishes him, which we think is very likely by KO. But if he doesn't finish him, I think he takes every round, and if he doesn't, maybe he gets a bloody 10-8 round in there too. Or one judge fucks it up for us, but the other 2 recognize real, and it still covers that 3.5 spread. If you don't know how those point spread bets work, look them up, because we are running long in the tooth. Is that how you say that? Or just talking too long? Moving on. Dontel Mays and Shamil Gaziev. The official pick here, as much as it pains me to say, is Shamil Gaziev by decision. I think that's just the most likely outcome. He hits a little harder. He puts a little bit more pressure early in fights. That's the key word, early. And he does have some semblance of ground game, whereas Dontel does not. All right. Now, For the point spread, or not the point spread, money line, I wouldn't touch that with Dan DeLight's
10-foot pole.
Exactly. Wouldn't do it. Even though I think Shamil will probably win, I'm not touching his money line. I'm not even going to parlay it. I don't even think it's worth a parlay piece, to be honest with you. I do think the fight goes over. I think it goes the distance, most likely. It's not the most confident pick I have on this fight. However, you can get an alternate total at over 1.5 rounds and just pay a little extra juice. But guess what? You don't pay the juice when you win, so it's irrelevant. Might as well lay 1,000. It's going to win, so you get the money. So I'm putting 1.5 units on that over 1.5 rounds. Reason why I am playing the over 1.5, but not the 2.5, is because I really, really, really worry about Shamil's cardio here. The guy literally he quit. He flat out quit. He was too tired against Jairzinho Rosenstrike. Yeah, it was a 5-round fight, but I watched a few other fights of his with Bidet and oh gosh, who was the other one? Oh, it was one of these more recent ones. Oh gosh, I don't know. I watched 2 other fights of his, and the guy is looking for any opportunity to get out of the fight early because he falls apart after the first round.
These guys probably fall apart every day getting out of bed.
Yeah.
Because Dontail tries to sit behind this sort of boxing and the kicking.
This guy must be the nicest guy in the world at heart, and just grew up on the mean streets of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and like felt the need to get tattoos and look tough because he is a big ass dude. He's a massive dude.
6'6". Does not hit like a 6'6" guy should.
No.
And because if he doesn't put his lights out, I think he steals the first 2 rounds. Then it goes to decision.
That second round, I think, is the gray area.
So it is the gray area, but he sucks it.
Here's how I see the fight going. Shamil puts a pace on him, which is funny as hell to say when you see him. But he does put a pace. The guy looks like he has some testosterone. He's got some technique for a heavyweight that looks like that.
I mean, look at that smirk.
Yeah.
Shit.
Smug bitch.
I want to put a collar on him. Like, hell. Hey.
If you run him around the block once, then I'll put a collar on him because he can't hurt me after you run him around the block. Anyway.
He can only bite at the ankles.
Yeah. I mean, if you told me you were going to bet Shamil by decision at plus 300, sure, more power to you. I'm leaving it off my betting card just for the sheer fact that the guy literally gave up in his last fight. And one key to victory, I think, for Dontail, sounds crazy because the guy can't really hurt a fly at that weight class. He was decent at keeping someone who doesn't gas, but who might not be as great of a fighter. We love him, but Caio Machado,
talk about a freak on a leash.
Yeah, he wants you to put a collar on. Caio Machado,
in a red, like a big red leather hat.
Yeah, Caio is definitely dishing out the more damaging blows, countering, just walking through his shots. But it was towards the second half of the second round and the third round, Dontail was like, "Oh shit, I can just jab him. I can keep him away. He won't hit me as much if I keep him at the end of my jab." And that's exactly what Jairzinho did to gas out Gassiev here. So I'm counting on that jab. I know he's been working with John Jones too. I hope Jones has taught him how to be mean in the cage. Outside the cage, you stay that little teddy bear angel, Dontail. We're all rooting for you. But yeah, Dontail Mays by decision is worth a half a unit. I'm telling you, 5 extra money for a guy who is a bona fide gasser. Whoa.
One of the bullseyes.
Yeah, that almost got you. That would that have been a triple bullseye? How's that work? Moving up the card.
They saw the back of my head.
That would have been 12-6 too.
But then I said no.
Muhammad Yahya and Caio Fernandez.
Caillou. That's awesome. Caillou decision.
Caillou by decision, official pick.
Drywall decision.
And we'll keep this one brief. We think this one is going long too. Reason being, neither of these guys seem to be willing
to learn how to read
or eager to be the hammer. Muhammad Yahya has made a living of being a nail for a while. Caillou tries to be sometimes, but he doesn't look physically imposing. I would assume he's fought greater competition just because Jacasey is someone. Well, both of their last two losses are their only UFC fights. One is from a drywall first generation guy, Trevor Peak. Respect. You should lose to him. Everybody should lose to him. The other guy's to Mark Jacasey. Not as doesn't look as good, but when you look back further, do we trust LFA or do we trust UAE Warriors? We'd lean towards LFA here. It's been around longer. It's a proven name. However, we are in UAE. Why would they? They said we got to put our only fighter that is UFC caliber, and that's actually to be determined.
He's a bit of a shirt biter. He just doesn't know how to show his anger back at the world.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever gotten mad. He's never gotten mad.
Yes. And on the other side, Kau.
Could he make him mad?
Kau, I think, also has a bit of like, he's like an IT guy that kind of stuffs it down, doesn't know where to put that pain.
Pantoja.
Pantoja. Yeah. Similar to that. So they meet, but they don't really actually know how to actually finish someone.
No.
They don't know how to make somebody come.
Yeah. I mean, he finished Felipe Douglas 2 fights ago with a head kick. It's pretty brutal, but it's also, this is regional MMA. I don't know that he's hitting Yahya with that. He's not the shortest guy in the world.
And if he does, Yahya will eat it. That's the thing. And they'll both.
He had Trevor Peak teeing off on him.
This could be fight of the night.
Don't say
no, yeah, because they might. Yeah, dude, because they're gonna hit each other a lot.
Yeah, there will be strikes, significant strikes tallied.
Yeah, they're gonna just go in there and just.
But what one crazy line that we can't wrap our minds around it, especially with the new gloves, especially with the fact that Yahya can play the nail extremely well, and the fact that we don't think Caillou is a real killer by any means. Where else can you get a minus 400 favorite, a nearly 4-1 favorite by decision, mind you, which is the most common outcome in any MMA fight, any promotion, decision. Shit goes to the scorecards more than the casual betting fans think. How often can you get a minus 400 favorite at plus 250 by decision?
Right.
I mean, the guy's not. I don't think Yahya is going to wilt. I think he's just going to get in there and get the crap beat out of him. And even if he doesn't get the crap beat out of him, I think this goes to decision, and I think Caillou's going to win it. He's got the more cleaner, crisper striking, and the judges seem to like that. However, the judges, they might be on Yahya's side. If you're feeling dangerous, you're feeling real froggy, Yahya's plus 600 on that on his decision. But at that point, you might as well take his money line in case some freak accident happened.
Which I did for half a unit. I can't turn away from the people. Official pick on this one, Azamat Murzakanov takes this to decision. Dangerous opposition on the other side, and Alonzo Minifield. The line probably shouldn't be this high for him. That's why we're only keeping it to a unit. Another little cheeky bet that not on the graphic, but we can catch it real quick. The over on takedowns for Azamat currently at minus 165 to get a takedown.
Just has to land one or more.
Just has to land one over half a takedown.
I need more coffee.
Azamat Murzakanov, this guy, he's sitting right in the fucking van. He's sitting with us, backseat, seeing everything that goes down, all the fun times that we have. Him and Salikov are on the horn, making sure that, hey, everything's all right. I'm not throwing drinks on anybody. No, there's no problem. If we need to bribe somebody, we bribe somebody. He's got a tough opposition here. Alonzo Menifield beat the same guy that he has beat Jacoby with Jacoby, and has beaten Jimmy Crute, which isn't a bad win. On the other side, Mirzakhanov has never lost. So this guy, like, that he that it means a lot to him. He does have more routes to victory. Like, the guy just has really clean boxing. He has that Sambo sort of style. And then he will sometimes, that's why I like the takedowns. Like, he'll sometimes mix it in, like shoot for that. Even if it's unsuccessful, it's just to get people to think. And he is a gamer. Like, I really respect that. But yeah, Azamat Mirzakhanov probably going to get the decision. We're a tough fight, though, because Alonzo Menifield can put people up.
Yeah, no, Alonzo's a scary dude.
Yeah.
We also believe it's a little too early for him to be coming back. It's not a hot take by any means. It wasn't that long ago. He got murked.
Respect to him for coming back.
By Olberg. First round knockout, first 20 seconds knockout. But we're also a bit divided on how we think this is going to end. I don't dislike the decision pick, but I'm kind of leaning more with the books a little bit. I think the most likely outcome could be the KO. What is he so good at? Why is he on our security team? Because when he sees an opening, pop, 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 done. Yeah, it might be not the most eventful fight until it is.
It's just hard to get Menifield out of there.
Duh. I mean, what? Ask Carlos Olberg.
No, but Carlos did it in 12 seconds.
Yeah.
But
that doesn't sound that hard. I wish I could get people out in 12 seconds. I'm the only one going out.
But before that, he had not been that easy to finish. But that does speak to that whole point of it's a little early for him to be back in there against a guy that, man, he'll throw knees. Like, that was a nasty knee against Devin Clark, or no, in Chukui.
He drops him with the knee, and then he's not the guy that wobbles his opponent and then is an idiot and shoots a takedown or hops in his guard.
He just keeps hitting him.
He's just this guy drop, Sergey, hand me my vodka. I take care of this guy.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. Anyway, what we definitely agree on, Azamat's the side here, even at the minus 200. Respect him, Alonzo. We think he's a tough dude, but I think it's worth the lay here. And you decide whether you think decision or KO. But he is that type that can let a fight go on, download his data, build a little bit, and then pounce when the moment is right. Therefore, we do think it could go over 1.5 rounds.
Pretty fast guy.
Yeah. Though he did gas against Jacoby.
Yeah.
But he still won. This is going to be fight of the night. And if it's not, it's because Brenner is going to get the man out of there. Because what is he? He's Drywall. Second round KO official pick on Brenner against Joel Alvarez. Let's take a look at the numbers. Right away, I think it's asinine. This money line is asinine. I've seen it as high as a plus 160. Plus 140 is still disrespectful. Really, anything less than minus 150, honestly, is disrespectful to Brenner. I think it's laziness on the part of the sports book and the analysis of others. Just because he's 6'3" at lightweight does not mean he's Jalen Turner. And how's Jalen Turner? How's he doing? He's win 2, lose 1, and that's including regional MMA.
He's in the riot room right now.
Yeah, he needs to quiet the hell down. It's pissing me off. I'm just taking care of Bobby. Whatever. Yeah, I know you're taking care. I can hear it. Anyway,
I'll have to dip their hands in something weird.
All right, point is, I'm unloading a clip on Brenner's money line here. That's a whale play. That's more than 3 units. I'll probably put down 4. I'm not going to get crazy.
Put Put down 4.
Yeah.
Put down 4.
At least 4 is the thing.
You ain't 6'3" whenever you're in a kitchen.
Yeah.
You're in a fucking kitchen with Elvis, and he's liquored up, and all he's looking at is how he doesn't want to be like his dad, but he's becoming just like him. He can't make weight because of reasons. We know what the reasons are. Is because he was next to a bunch of white plastic chairs in a favela with some flip-flops on. Just
We don't have to-
favela.
We don't have to move the line anymore.
But at the end of the day,
we don't have to move the line. We've
Yeah.
already put in our bets.
I have been putting that in there in the
he's
inner
been moving
circles.
the line, starting these rumors about Brenner being an alcoholic.
Functioning
Yes, if he is, he's functioning, highly functioning. This wasn't a drunk alcoholic like reasoning why he looked the way he did in his last fight. It is on the record by multiple Brazilians in his circle that he tried a new method of weight cut. He tried to go from the sauna in the trash bag method, the tried and true, to the sit in a big ass hot tub for too long and zap yourself. And
sat in there with a 24 pack of Coronas.
We've already bet. We want the audience not to second guess. We want them to get rich with
He
us.
was in there with 2 Lizzos in a 24 pack. He was, he smacks everything around. Like before fights, he does not stay abstinent. Like at all.
Why do you think he's so pliable?
Well, that's the issue. Is that's how he beats you? Is that you're like, I'm not
the
gonna
last man.
Yeah.
All his libido is at an all-time low by the time he gets into the cage. He's like, "What's up?"
Yeah, he's just so
I'll come
relaxed.
to you. That's fine. I'll come to you.
He's like, even if I die, and then he just knocks you out. But
all right, from a technical standpoint breakdown, here's why I think he's gonna win. Obviously, he's fought better competition. His only loss was in his most recent. Looks bad, sure, but I'm telling you, it was the weight cut issue. And Orobai is the real deal. He's a high pressure grappler. He's the hot commodity. He is the number 1 fossil in the promotion. A guy's 3,000 or is it 4,000 years old?
He was back there with Moses.
Holy shit! He might be pushing 6,000.
He was putting all the venomous tarantulas and animals into the ark.
He's the one who lit the bush on fire.
Yeah, and got everybody high with the DMT.
Anyway, better competition. His most recent loss is a Fugazi, write it off. I'm telling you, wad it up, throw it away. But when it comes down to fight style, Brenner is going to bring the fight to Alvarez. You look at Alvarez's
loss. Hold on, but also his Khrushchevsky win.
It's not aging super well.
Not aging super well. That's why I was.
But he also made it look
not
easy.
Orobai. Orobai is my baby.
He also made it look easy.
Had to clarify. I just had to clarify.
That's right.
Orobai, I love you. This guy is very good at what he does.
We're done talking about Orobai. We're not gonna bring out the bagpipes again. Not again.
Soon, maybe at the end of the card, though.
Yeah.
Maybe next episode we have to.
We're praying for someone from the stands to fight.
Co and Maine. That's where we're.
Anyway, I think he's gonna bring the fight to him, and that's gonna be a recurring theme on this card. When we see people that can bring the fight to the opponent, we're not so sure that they're battle tested enough to deal with that type of pressure. And I don't think Joel is. I think he's had a kind of easy run. He got his ass humbled by Arman Sarukian. And that's not the biggest deal for me. That's not a deal breaker. Arman's amazing.
However, he is amazing, but not like he's the only finish that I think about as Arman being brutal.
Yeah, maybe that is his only brutal finish.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Dariush.
Yeah,
but another shoot the box guy loosened him up. And Charles loosened that chin up for him.
Let's go. Elvis. We love Elvis.
Yeah. And if Charles Oliveira fans, Charles Oliveira du Bronx is in Elvis Brenner's corner, mind you. Big shoot the box guy. Anyway, I think he's going to bring the fight to him. When you look at these lines, the sportsbooks seem to think that he has 3 paths to victory here that are fairly reasonable in Joel Alvarez. The shortest one is by submission. I think they're no, I know they're overreacting.
They're overreacting.
How many? So he has what, 17 subs or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't even know where he fought in the regional scene. But if it was in Spain, pray to God it wasn't in Spain for anybody betting on Joel Alvarez. But who has almost as many? Elvis fucking Brenner, the Brazilian. What does the B stand for in BJJ? Brazilian. The guy grew up with Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He's a snake on the ground too.
Wow.
But when it comes to strength and pressure and wrestling, Brenner's going to have the edge there. He's not Orobai, he's not a Dagestani wrestler, but he's going to be the stronger man in there. He's denser. He's going to take this guy down if he feels like it. I don't think he's going to need to. So I think he's got him beat in every area. We think the KO is live here. Half a unit on plus 600 on that KO.
Brincadeira.
Brenner, just for funsies, doing plus 1,800 on that second round KO. Half a unit. He might let him survive for a round. But then that second round, he's going to get down to business. And then a free play. You guys play bingo? You know how sometimes you get a free space? Maybe that's every time. I'm not sure how it works. By finish only. So certain sports books have this bet where you can bet if there's a finish. So that's the kicker right there. That's the caveat. If there's a finish, I'm betting my money on this guy. And you can 2.25 your money. You can get plus 225 to say that if this fight gets finished before the bell, it's going to be Brenner. Now, the only way you lose is if the unthinkable happens. And why do I call it unthinkable? Well, Brenner's never been finished, and it's not going to be Soy Alvarez. How do you think he gets to weigh 155 and be 6'3"? The guy is a lanky.
Chin's compromised.
His chin's compromised. Well, I think his fists are compromised too. So I'm just playing on the fact that this is a free roll. He's not going to knock out nor submit a submission artist who has the best chin that no one's talking about.
Nothing is free.
Yeah, DraftKings is going to be paying us.
Elvis knows that, and he knows that there's only so much liquor money
so
that he's going to be able to have.
I'm throwing 2 units on this bet because I know the worst case scenario, it's a push.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario is a push. Yeah. Oh, and if you're if you're scared, bet Brenner plus 3.5 because again, he's not going to get finished.
He's steal around.
He's a dog. He's going to steal around because he doesn't feel pain and he's going to walk forward.
He also has no respect for other people.
That's right.
Just needs that lick.
Oh, yeah. Whale incoming. Official pick, Lupi Godinez by decision. The odds makers, they screwed it up again.
They're drunk.
They're the drunks.
They are the drunks. They are drunks. They're partying with Brenner, and he's telling them to tease it up. And he's just going with Lupi. He's like, hey, get her down a little bit.
Anyway, these crooked fucks, they got it wrong. Lupi Godinez at even money. I mean, you can find her in different spots for even up to like plus 120 I've seen this week. The point is, throw it all on her. 5 units. Fuck it. Your biggest bet of the night, if you're only going to make one bet on Lupi. She's going to win. She's she's not going to get out grappled because she's the better wrestler. But I think her strength is going to keep her on her feet. And if she has to go to the ground, if she somehow finds her way on the ground, she's going to stand up. Why? Well, look at her last fight. Verna Jandiroba is the better version of Mackenzie Dern. Awkward, uncoordinated on the feet, super strong wrestler, strong physically. Why she's better? Well, one of them has XY chromosomes, the other doesn't. And Mackenzie Dern doesn't, obviously. Look at her. she's not going to submit her, and really that's her only path to victory. Do you think she's going to get there on control time? Because I don't think so. Lupi Godinez has these sneaky, crazy stats out there when it comes to takedown accuracy, takedown defense, control time, time spent on her back.
Complete fighter.
She's top 10 and a lot of times top 5 in strawweight division amongst active fighters. And that's even above Mackenzie Dern, who we view as this scary, scary ground threat. No, we view her as a scary ground threat because she's irrelevant on the feet and she happens to win some fights. She's a good fighter. She's strong. She's not as unathletic as I thought. She's kind of strong, right? But she is uncoordinated. She's a spaz on the feet. Lupi Godinez has that solid, tight Mexican boxing style. Honestly, this fight should be in the Sphere because it's all about the sights on that card.
Yeah,
the visuals.
You want to take it all in, breathe it all in.
Yeah, you want to eat it. You want to eat it.
All in.
Yeah,
bad. Yeah, and I just think that Lupi's able to predict sort of that rhythm, especially.
Neither of these girls are finishing anything. So
yeah, and Dern, she's gonna have sort of a predictability to her that with the striking that Godinez is able to time down. Like Dern comes in with that sort of jab, trying to come in. Lupi's going to be able to catch whatever power shot is coming in, like either duck it or parry it, and then she's going to come back with stuff of her own. I like Godinez's knees here. I like
her thighs. No, like for when it comes to like lashing up a triangle.
Yeah. But I like knees for
getting the hooks
some fights later on too. Like I feel like that could be an angle. Like
for what?
Like for some other fights to find a finish. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Knees are
going to be the only fight that'd be the only finish coming. Yeah. Yeah. We highlighted the Lupi decision there because we think that's the most likely outcome. However, what's the 20 cents? Maybe she finds her first knockout against Mackenzie if Mackenzie, because she's going to get her takedown stopped. Mackenzie actually doesn't take people down. Relies on the fight getting sloppy and finding her way to the ground and then doing the jiu-jitsu, like, I don't know, palm reading crap. Jiu-jitsu is just one of those things. If you don't believe in it, it's not real.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Tony Ferguson. Oh, man.
Ferg.
El Kukui, the man who brought us up hand in hand. This is a hero. He's taking on Michael Chiesa. And we do have Michael Chiesa as the getting the finish in round 3. El Kukui, bad losing streak. And yeah, I don't even know. This seems pretty straightforward. On the other side, I think Michael Chiesa has a lot of the physicality to him. He hasn't gotten his chin snatched in nearly as long as Tony has and as much as Tony has. This seems like a pretty straightforward bet to me in terms of that TKO value, which we'll see. I don't really have much here. It's going to be it might be ugly, like it always seems to be now with Tony.
Yeah. So if you're a little nutty, throw a little bit on that official pick. Chiesa by 3rd round knockout. David Goggins might not have trained him for that 3rd round finish defense. We don't know. 45-1, you'd be fool not to. But Chiesa by knockout is probably the most likely route here, although the sportsbook seems to disagree. They seem to think that Chiesa is going to latch up to some type of submission. We don't necessarily see Tony tapping, though, because this man is desperate.
That's so weird that they think that that's going to fucking be a sub or that it's going to go to this decision. Like, look, it's minus 121, 125. Like, come on. The sportsbookers, like, doesn't even make sense. While I think Chiesa does have enough power to find Tony's chin, and he's not going to even want to. No, he's going to want their.
I think it might be a sloppy decision win by him, though.
but he's gonna want to put like a
Like,
highlight reel.
They'll be like
knockout.
walking with walkers in the end, like flapping their dentures and shit in the third round.
Yeah.
And they just like agree to not finish each other and go out.
I can see
Like
that.
we're both winners and like it's some shit draw.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
fun. Bet the draw.
Although Okukui says he has extraordinary things coming.
Wow, wait. The draw's not even on this visual. What the fuck?
It's fine.
But it's always in the middle. That's just fishy to me. That's what's gonna happen. And they're both gonna retire. One is a paranoid schizophrenic that the state really needs to reel back in.
That's the true chief security officer.
Yeah, me. Who?
Okukui.
Oh yeah.
Have some respect. This bitch. Oh yeah.
Feature fight.
Here we go.
Which is crazy.
Marlon Cheeto Vera taking on Davison Figueiredo. Official drywall pick. We're going with the fucking Cheeto knockout. Cheeto knockout. I think Davison is biting off more than he can chew. It's gotten away with it with the wrestling against Rob Font. He got away with it with motherfucking Cody Garbrandt, who is gladly letting his neck out there. On the other side, Cheeto, I believe in the wins that he was able to put together. The Dominic head kick, the Pedro Munoz decision, although it was a little boring. But yeah, Figueiredo is going to be undersized. Marlon's, here's the key. Marlon, that front kick, keep pumping that thing out there, because if he latches onto it, I don't think that he can hold Vera down. I definitely don't think that.
Cheeto's got solid takedown defense.
I like Cheeto. Right now, I'm actually looking more close to 2 units on Cheeto money line. Cheeto knockout, the plus 350. I'm going a whole unit. And fight to go the distance, I'm keeping it. Might just keep it at the 1 unit there. Because they do seem to. Cheeto has a tendency to go there.
I think it's got a great chance to go to the decision. You seem to like the knockout a little bit more. I'm here for it. I see the knockout. I see value at 350. I don't want to. The elephant in the room is the math doesn't math there. If you're willing to lay 250, you're only going to sprinkle for 350. For plus 350 on the knockout, I can see both happening.
I'm going higher. I said I was going to go full unit.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm almost 2 units. Probably going to be 2 units on Cheeto. Graphic doesn't capture.
Yeah, we get graphics, and you guys expect them to be right the first time.
No, who cares?
Give us a break. Give us a break.
Yeah.
I mean, we're the best looking, most accurate, most humble podcast.
Like and subscribe.
MMA. Like and subscribe, damn it. Also, if you're willing to lay that, lay the minus 245 and capture the. We can have our cake and eat it too. If you think about this, Cheeto plus 3.5.
Hold on, I'm gonna go see if I can get the AK for this next fight.
Ask Hunter. Ask Hunter.
I shouldn't even have to ask.
Ask him.
We're in the penthouse. I should be able to let it rip.
Look, he is our legal department.
Because, well, Denver likes its guns too. Colorado likes its guns. That's where my boy Corey Sandhagen stays. No, I can't believe that. Oh, I thought that.
Yeah, you would think.
That's wild.
You would think.
I forgot about these two.
Yeah. So this
both
prelim finale, what should be.
I don't even. Shermagomedov is pretty fast, but he's undersized. Mikhail Olszewski is gonna
has
maybe
power. It worked a little bit against Kevin Holland. Maybe it works against a smaller, more unproven guy who's letting Mackenzie Dern's boy toy rough him up in his last fight. Respect to Shera for coming back. I think 6 weeks later from the Saudi card. That's not very daggy of him to come back on not short notice, but such a quick turnaround. So that's kind of cool. But we do believe he's a bit undersized. Mikal is not a slouch necessarily. It looks really bad his last 2 losses in terms of how fast he lost them. But I think it was more like lightning striking and really good competition. if you ask me who wins between his last 2 losses and Sharamagomedov, I'm picking against Sharamagomedov on both of those. We do think Cher gets it done, but contrary to what the numbers say, we do believe this is going to go long. Over 1.5 at -125 is a really strong play. Full unit there. However, the other props, the derivative markets, we see plus 350 for the Shera decision and plus 400 for the Oleksiejczuk KO or TKO.
That's where my heart is. That's where my heart is.
Well, yeah, mine too.
And
our
really,
hearts are really there. But the problem is I don't think Macau's heart's there anymore. I think he's very disheartened.
He's only going to have one arm probably.
Yeah, how is he fighting?
And to be honest, I snuck away to get a couple of things done. Looks like we actually are upgrading. We are going to be able to let the RPGs rip. Stay tuned for that. The RPGs are coming. Was able to sneak in a few kisses under the veil of one of my wifeys. And
that was Jalen.
Yeah. And then, Macau, I think that he's going to test him with the boxing a little. Might even put a little bit of reach. But, yeah, they're going to want to give it to Magomedov.
Put that down.
Not yet. Yeah, things get...
Tee this next one up for us.
I just was ready to talk about this fight. We love the Hangman. Sandhagen against Umar Nurmagomedov.
Sandhagen and Sand Country.
Dude, this is a real intellectual, a real fighter's fighter. A guy who has already proven that he should have had a shot for the title. Has coming off of really, really great wins against Rob Font, Marlon Chito Vera, and Song Yadong. Here on the other side, Umar Nurmagomedov. I don't believe that fight style carries itself as well as it did, let's say, 4 or 5 years ago. It doesn't. Corey Sandhagen is somebody that he's a student of positions. He's probably the guy probably goes to sleep at night watching film, watching fights of guys that are up and comers in the 135 division, making sure that in his subconscious, he's just soaking in what these guys are bringing to the table, what positions they are going to want to put him in, and does he have the technique and the execution to fend them off? I think that this man has a warrior mindset, and on top of that, he has the tangibles with the reach, with the height, and I believe also with the power and the speed. The line for me is truly
the line's wrong,
and it's truly speaking to these judges that are probably going to be willing to give Umar rounds that he does not deserve. But yeah, sticking with Corey, let me break down the picks. I'm actually gonna probably have the one that really sticks out here is that second one, Corey, that plus 260 money line. I'm gonna do almost 2 units on that. And I really like the knockout. It's not on the drywall picks there, but I'm betting my own. I'm almost making it a whole unit.
Umar's a tough cat. He's a tough cat.
Yeah.
Corey Sandhagen gets this fight done. Now, again, if you're the type to drive with insurance or to elect your family in a health insurance plan at your work or some bullshit like that, a good play is Corey Sandhagen plus 5.5.
Yeah, I did.
Because you're covered when he wins the decision, like we're calling. We are calling that the decision. If he does happen to knock him out, like Dan DeLight is trying to tell us, which could happen, he could break this boy. I mean, he could. And because he is that guy who's going to sleep in different positions, soaking wet, watching film, or however you described it. I was talking to Jalen. He's definitely going to take a round or two. Probably he's going to need 2 probably to make this work. but I'm not a math major by any means. But all of your bases are covered there. If you wanted to hedge it just a little bit, you're going to knock down all that value that you get on his money line, but it's a much safer play. I think plus 100 even money is still a nice little deal there, a meal deal.
Absolutely.
So
I mean, the Amabayev win is good, but Amabayev is not nearly the level of the guys at
Amakan.
Yeah. Amabayev. Oh, that would be.
I think he's fighting soon too.
Yeah. That'd be so different. Here we go. No, but we can move on. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, in summary, we've got our Drywall best bets up on the screen. We got our weekly whale. We can only have one. We had to rock, paper, scissors, like, I don't know, 83, 84, 85 times. And we landed on Loopy over Elvis. So we got Loopy as our weekly whale play. Our strongest sides or money line, however you want to call them. We've got Brenner at plus 140, Kutateladze minus 230, and Cheeto, the boy, plus 120. Great value. All three of those. Those are our top three plays after Loopy. Moving on to the totals. So anything to do with over, under rounds, going the distant, alternate totals. Strongest play, we believe, is Gaziev and Dante Mays going over the 1.5 round mark, minus 160. You'll notice how these all are minus
Over.
160. Oh, and they're all over. We think there's going to be
The
a lot of
gloves. The gloves.
Yeah.
The gloves are ass.
The market has not caught on. It's not caught up to this yet.
Well, it seems to have.
Well, they're still letting us bet it. It's still attractive enough to bet.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, but you might think like, oh, why such chalky plays? Well, it's still less than minus 2.
It's still money.
It's not 2 to 1.
It's more than the market's giving you.
But we're that confident. We think the implied probability is actually more like more than what minus 160 would equate to, which I believe is like, I don't know, 60%, I believe. Anyway, we got Muhammad Yahya and Caillou Rodriguez over 1.5, minus 160. And third favorite play for the total would be Cedric Dumas and Dennis Chalilin over 1.5, minus 180. You gotta lay a little bit more there. But still, we're not giving you too much over minus 200. So anyway, moving on to our favorite props. At the bottom of the screen, you can see Caillou Rodriguez, a minus 400 favorite. You can get him at plus 250 just to win a decision, which, again, the most common outcome of an MMA fight. And Michael Chiesa by KO, TKO, plus 900. I'm going to gloss over that one, pretend I didn't see it, even though it's probably a smart move at that massive number even. It's almost too good to be true. And lastly, a little cheeky one for the people, but it's we do think it's highly likely. We think Azamat might mix in a little bit of a takedown game, a little bit of a wrestling game.
We're here to make money.
Yeah.
By whatever means possible.
Yep. So lay the 160. It's worth the juice. Squeeze it. Parlays. Now the fun part. So we're thinking about getting the fans involved too. We'll tell them after we explain the parlays. All right, so
let me hit these off.
Go ahead.
Number one, this one is gonna get you into the VIP, the VIP, con la botella, con la go-go girls, con los sparkle, because this is a little three-legger right here. Victoria Dudakova by decision. Guram Kutateladze money line, and Lupe Godinez to keep it within 3.5. Parlay together, that comes out to plus 326. That gets you in the VIP room. That gets you with the girls.
Where else would you rather be?
Hey, 326. And these are good plays. Look, these lines are not that bad. You're really just going for that Dudakova decision, but that's a weird number either way. And then this next one is going to be once you're done in the VIP room. If this one hits,
If you still haven't
You're-
scratched that itch,
you're going to want to tie off.
you are going
You're
to
gonna-
scrape that gray matter.
Yeah, and you're gonna have a spoon hotter than the surface of the sun, and you're gonna get that cotton ball soaked up, and you're gonna overdose on the fucking drywall, and that's that plus 9,700.
$97 for every one that
Numbers.
you risk. Let's just round up to 100. Okay,
Yeah.
one C note for every
You rip
Washington.
this off.
Caillou. You might know him as your kid's favorite cartoon, but boy, he's gonna win this decision. The most common outcome, obviously. You're gonna 2x that money, but no. You're not just gonna 2x. You're gonna put Brenner, the baddest boy on the card.
Bad boy alcoholic.
Yes, because he's got what? He's got to get to his VIP room ASAP. So he's going to get that fight done and over with, whether it's in the first round, the second round, or the third round, but most likely the second. You didn't hear that from us. They did, actually. He's plus 600 for the KO. I think that's his best path to victory. He might win a decision, just a brutal beatdown, but the KO is so live, and at 600, how could you pass it up? And then Corey Sandhagen, that cheeky son of a bitch, he's going to shoot on the shooter, and he's going to land it. Because why? Because he's never going to see it coming, and he's going to be overwhelmed by how much he's landing on him.
And you can also swap this out. If you want to just say, that 9,700 is, it's a little far-fetched, just do the Corey Sandhagen money line. Just swap it out with the Corey Sandhagen's money line.
Yeah.
It's about the same.
Same.
Okay. You'll be good. You're still going to.
And if you only want like 70 to 1,
they're still going to have to get the Narcan out.
Put Cheeto in there,
The dry can.
What?
The dry can, the Narcan.
Narcan.
That's how you get people awake again after they've overdosed on opioids.
Oh, I've never even done that.
Not yet.
Anyway, all right. So if you stuck around this long, good for you. You're better than I am. Anyway, we're gonna do a fan sweepstakes. We're gonna do a competition here.
That's how it works. If they put $10 on one of these bets, if you put $10 on one of these bets, we're gonna put $10 on it. No, we're gonna
Here's
put
what we're
10
gonna do.
We're gonna put $10 down for them.
We're gonna put it down for them.
Yes, and give it to you.
Because why would we make you do the work?
Yeah, exactly.
All you have to do is what you already wanted to do.
I'm so used to outsourcing.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheap third world dimensions.
I'm old fashioned. So
Third world dimensions.
all right, here's the deal, guys. If you can show us, if you can prove that you subscribed to our channel, we weren't already subscribed, we'll see that your name came through. Find a way to either email us, comment on something, get our attention. Trust me, we're watching. You can email us at drywallbelicos@gmail.com. We'll put that in the description.
I just thought about something. If you give a title for this video, just comment what you think the title of this video should be. Winner gets if the bet wins, the winner of the comments wins. Yeah.
No, okay. So back to what I was saying. Do what I said, which was subscribe. We'll see that you subscribe. Hold on. But you also have to comment what you believe the video's title should be, and we will change it on this. Not only will we change it on the spot, but what you really came for, which is the money. We will put a $10 parlay on our drywall overdose parlay for you, and it's on the honor system. But what do we have to lose other than our whole career? So we're not going to lose. We will put that bet in for you and pay you out via Venmo, Cash App, money order, PayPal, whatever you need. But really, goddamn it, please have Venmo. Make this easy on us. We will pay you out that $970 for your $10 wager. And we'll send you screenshots that we put it in and everything. All we ask is if you subscribe and comment. And then the least you can do once we pay you that $970 is tell your friends, because this shit is hitting. And I'm sorry about you overdosing. Tell your friends before you overdose, okay?
Comment the title of this fight card. What is the theme of this fight card? Give us a funny little one-liner. I like that. Like a little book title for this card.
For the card or our video?
Yeah, because I want to call it Daggy Love. For me.
The card or
the card, not the episode.
Okay.
I think it should be more of the episode. Whatever. Comment something.
Which one is it?
No, the card. The card. comment a little title for the card. It'll be fine. They'll figure it out. If you comment, you're probably gonna get the fucking bet in. That's truly what's gonna happen. If you comment something.
And I always rig this shit to where it doesn't hold any of the comments.
And it doesn't hold anybody accountable.
Yeah.
That's the truest part.
But who will be held accountable?
The sinners.
We will.
Condemners.
Well, those will be condemned. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, help us out.
What a beautiful card.
What a beautiful card. And hey, tell your friends how you got so rich.
Yeah.
Watching Drywall. Tune in. I'm going to figure out how to stop this stream. Oh, escape. Or escape. The grappling, the striking, the wrestling.